my channel and happy new year. Today I'm going to be doing this sultry eye, but I'm really focusing on the skin. I'm going to be doing my updated foundation routine, everything that I do from skin prep all the way down to powders and stuff that I use. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this eye look and how I do my foundation routine, then keep on watching. To be using my Morphe 3502 palette. It looks like this if you haven't seen it. I'm gonna do something kind of quick, kind of smoky. I feel like you can wear smokies all day. Some people say only for nighttime, but if you want to be extra all day, be extra all day. Oh, and of course I did my eyebrows off camera. I'm going to be doing an eyebrow tutorial soon for y'all. But I've been using this pencil. It's from NikaK. It's at the beauty supply store, and it's in the shade Dark Brown. And I prime my eyes with a mixture of LA Girls Toffee and Maybelline AgeRewind in the shade medium, and I prime my eyes and clean my eyebrows up with that, and then I just set it with this Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin skin transforming powder, and it's in the shade Rich Tan. And I just feel like it gives me an even base before I put on my actual eyeshadow. We're going to dip into this shade right here. Let me grab a mirror. I have like a vanity mirror sitting right here, but I don't want it to be weird. We're gonna go in with our transition shade and just buff that in. Y'all know the importance of transition shades for me. I never skip them because you always want a smooth transition. Of course, I always focus in the beginning of my eye because I like to have a good amount of depth there. And I'm also winging it out today. So yeah, I'm gonna go into this shade right here, that one right there, just to add some depth. And we're winging it out once again. It doesn't have to be like super clean because I'm going for like a blown out look. So it doesn't have to be clean, but it does have to be blended very well. I'm gonna go back in with my other brush and blend out the edges. Okay. I'm going into this shade right here. It's like a mocha shade, and we're gonna swirl into that. Looks pretty pigmented, so be careful going with a light hand. Ooh, this is a pretty color. Oh my goodness. And this time we're gonna round it out because we are doing like a halo eye type of situation. And I'm gonna go in with that brush that I did my second color with and just blend out any harsh lines. We're gonna go into a dark brown. We're sticking with the reddish undertones, so I'm gonna sit this here. We're sticking with like the reddish undertones, so yeah. And you just want to tap that in your outer corner, like tap. Don't blend, don't like brush back and forth, just tap. You want it to stay in like a focused area, and always tap off the excess. And you're gonna do the same on the inner corner, but you want to like brush the outer corner out a little bit. You do want to flick it out. You're just gonna tap, keep tapping. That's how you like get that sultry, smoky look without it getting out of control. And then you just want to go over that with the brush that you use for the last color, and blend that out. Now we're going to go in with a Wet n Wild like large shader brush. Don't know if you can see that. And we're going to go in with this shade right here. It's very shimmery, very beautiful. And we're gonna just go in the center with that shade. You want to go in a pretty light handed at first, because I'm not going for like shimmer, I'm going for like glossy, and you're gonna see what I mean in a minute. And right on top of that, I'm gonna go in with the shade right next to it, and it's like a rose gold. And I'm just using the same brush. I'm just gonna use the other side. And you wanna put that on top. So now you got this like gold but rose gold thing going on. And I'm going to go in with the brush we put the darkest brown on with and blend out the edges and tap around. And I'm just blending out the crease, because you want to keep it as blown out as possible. You kind of want to like go over. Okay, I'm going to take the brush that I put the shimmers down with, and I'm going to go into this lighter shade, and we're going to put that like directly into the center. Can y'all? Okay, now you can see it. Okay, we're going to take this one and we're going to pop this right into the center. It's like a really like light gold. And I want to just pop that directly in the center, nowhere else. You don't need to put it all over where you put the other shimmers, just like right in the center. And this just gives you that gloss effect without the gloss. And you want to just go over there just real quick. Now we're here for the face foundation routine, the most important part of makeup in my opinion, because it's like face, you know. So first things first, start off with clean skin, freshly washed. I'm going to do a skin care routine soon, but if you're curious, first I washed my face last night. I actually exfoliated and did a mask and stuff, so my skin is pretty, you know, set, and I did some extraction, so my skin is pretty set. I have a couple of breakouts, but whatever. I toned my skin. I toned my skin with Dickinson's Original Witch Hazel. It balances the skin, tones pores, soothes and refreshes and depuffs. After that, I sprayed my skin with this coconut water with hyaluronic acid from TJ Maxx, and then I spray my face with this revitalizing rose mist. After that, then I don't prime, I moisturize my face with the Pond's dry skin cream. I don't know why I'm so delayed today. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, skin prep is very important for both oily and dry skin. I have oily skin, but I do make sure I moisturize, because if you moisturize, you can kind of trick your skin into thinking, okay, it has enough moisture, doesn't need to produce any more oil. So yeah, as far as dry skin goes, prep your skin, like you need, like honestly, you probably need more skin prep stuff than me for moisturizing, I would say, because you're more prone to having cakey foundation. So yeah, so now I'm going to go into my Milk Blur Stick. It is pretty expensive, but I think it's worth it, and I'm just going to put that in my problem areas where I get oily. I also put it on top of my put it on my eyebrows before I do my eyebrow routine. So yeah, and down here, the Blur Stick, it does exactly what it says it's gonna do. It blurs your pores and it controls oil as well. And I just like to go in heavy with it, because my skin can really act a fool and with the oil, especially on my nose, and it's ridiculous. So I like to work that in. I like to press it into my skin, and we're just pressing that into the skin. I like to do my eyebrows close together so when I put on my foundation, we don't have no problems, big fella. I went to wet my Eco Tools beauty sponge. It looks like this. I also like to go ahead and prime more with the Maybelline Baby Skin primer, and I just like to put that especially in my nose area, because it separates really bad in my smile lines. So now for foundation, I mix the FitMe Dewy Smooth in 330 Toffee, and I mix the FitMe Matte Poreless in 355 Coconut, and I just mix these together. I like to say I do half and half. I do half the coconut shade and a little under half of toffee. And I like to mix that with a small concealer brush. This brush is from BH Cosmetics, and I just like to mix that on the back of my hand. I like to focus my foundation on the center of my face and then blend outwards, if that makes sense. I don't have as much problems on the outer parts of my face as I do on the inner parts, especially around the mouth. And I even like to let it sit a little bit, because you can look a little wild. I don't have a lot of problems on my forehead, so I don't like to do too much. I do like to go around my brows, so it's not like, okay, skin, foundation. I just like to make sure everything is blended out. Okay, I put my foundation on, so now I'm going to go in with the rose mist and spray my face. I like to do that for some extra moisture. And I just like to go in and blend everything out. And I just like to go over my lip because you got a little peach fuzz, and it's okay. We all got it. I do a lot of mixing here, especially for my under eye. I have this medium beige shade from LA Girl Cosmetics. I got this Wet n Wild PhotoFocus concealer that I love, and it's in the shade medium tawny. And I got my I got my AgeRewind in medium. And I just put that on the back of my hand. I put everything on the back of my hand, like everything. Like all these concealers are going on the back of my hand. And I'm just gonna mix that up. I'm just gonna use the same brush that I put my foundation on with and go under the eye. You can go as light under your eyes or how dark you would like. Not too dark, of course. But yeah. And I like to go, I just like to, when I highlight my face, I like everything to like draw like right here. So where the light hits you, that's where you want to highlight. So forehead, under the eyes, the nose area. I don't have a defined bridge, so I just keep it like that. I do the chin and my forehead as well. Of course, under my eyes, I like to let it sit for the concealer under my eyes, sit for a little bit just to get the most coverage possible. Forehead, I just automatically blend out after chin. It just blends out flawlessly, and I just use what I blended my foundation out with, because you don't want it to be too bright that it's looking crazy. While I wait to do the rest of my face, I'm just gonna put my lashes on while I let this sit, because I put a lot under my eyes, and if I do it right now, it's not gonna blend out right. Okay, now that it's set a little bit, I'm gonna blend out my concealer. I like to squint a little bit just to get those wrinkles under my eyes. And I just blend out the edges with the part of the beauty sponge that I put my foundation on with. And yeah, and I just go down my nose. I really just tap in place. See how it gives my nose like definition? That way I don't have to like contour my nose if I don't want to. If I want to, I will, but most of the time I don't. Now I'm going to take my AirSpun powder, and this is actually a mix of AirSpun powder and the Bakerie yellow setting flour. And I just dip into my lid, dab the excess off on the back of my hand, and go in. I like to press the powder into my skin, and I like to set like everywhere, especially around my nose, because product breaks up around my nose so bad. But this new foundation routine that I got going on, I be set like literally. tap that into my skin as well. I have really dry under eyes, so I try not to like pack any under my eyes, but in this area I get oily. It's weird, and I don't be wanting to be like super powdery, but you just go off, sis. And I just do that all over my face. If you have like darker skin, I wouldn't suggest this. I wouldn't even suggest you use AirSpun. I would suggest you use like something like deeper, maybe like something from Black Opal or something like that, because you can get real ashy real quick, and I can't even have you out here like this, sis. I'm going to go in with my light to medium contour palette from Black Radiance. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild brush. I think this is like a contour brush or something. And I'm going to go into the contour shade. I'm gonna go into this old powder I have. It's a FitMe powder. It's in the shade 340. That's how you know it's old, because I don't even think they have 340 anymore. But that's what we're using today, because my other favorite is gone. And I just like to go over my entire face with this, just to make sure everything is blended out. I know this is a lot of powder. If you have dry skin, I do not suggest that you use all this powder. Like, you don't even have to. But me, myself, an oily girl, I do. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the medium to dark shade from who is this from? Black Radiance. And I'm taking the contour shade from this palette, and it's way darker. And I like to add more definition to my cheekbones, so I just use a angled brush from Wet n Wild. It's a blush brush, but I think it works better as a contour brush. And I just like to tap that in. Feel free to swirl if you like, but always go up, never go down, because it's just gonna make your cheeks bigger. You want to be chiseled. So yeah. And see what that does. And I just like to bring the excess down my jaw to slim out the face. And I just go over that with my powder brush. And that is my foundation routine, guys. Real easy. Spritz yourself with some rose water. To break down the powder, I'm going to use the highlight in this True Complexion little palette. And I'm just going to apply that with a fan brush. It's really pretty. I'm actually going to go in with my normal highlight now, and it's in the Nicole Gurriero glow kit, and it's Glow Getter. And I always mix a little Daydream in there too, depending on how I feel. Sometimes I just use Glow Getter, but nonetheless, it's a really pretty highlight. It's just like beaming. And this is the highlight brush from e.l.f. So yeah, my brushes are very affordable. If you haven't noticed, you don't have to break the bank to be beat, you know? And that's what I want y'all to see. And I also like to highlight my upper, like my cupid's bow area, my chin, my nose, but like just in the area that I cream highlighted. And my forehead. Here is a close-up on my skin and how it looks when you're done with foundation and stuff. You can't find a line of demarcation. It's blended. It's sitting amazing on my skin. So yeah. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I really want to focus on the face. I want to show y'all how I do my foundation and what works for me, and I just want to clarify that this stuff works for me. Just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. It's all about trial and error and plenty of practice when it comes to makeup. And don't take it so seriously. Like, just to have fun in the process, learning how to do it. I know back in the day I used to be looking a mess, but I practiced and this is where I am now. So yeah. I hope you all had a wonderful holidays. Had a wonderful holiday. I hope you all are having a great new year. I hope everything that you have set to conquer, that you're in the process of doing that you're trusting your process. And yeah, I love you guys. Love you all so much, and let's make it a great year on my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you know when I do new uploads. And yeah, don't forget to share with, you know, your friends, your family, your mama, your daddy, your cousin. Put it on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. You know, your girl is trying to be out here, okay? And I want y'all to learn, and I want y'all to just enjoy makeup and enjoy the art. So yeah, I will see you all next time. XOXO, Makeup Girl out.